Welcome to Cross Transformation. It's Mariam here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about forgiving your childhood. And guess what? The unconscious mind's representative, ego, is going to come at us and say, What? What did you just say? Forgiveness, childhood. No, we can't do that. That's your identity. I mean, where else are you going to go? Without that identity, how else are you going to survive? And that's just ego. Ego, edging God out to separate itself, identifies itself with the state of suffering. Suffering. Having been focused on the pain that we experience as a child. It's not gonna go away from ego's perspective. Ego will bring that forward into the present reality. So that pain is going to become suffering, the state of suffering. And that's because ego needs to survive. And it can only survive by bringing those past memories forward into the now. So when it comes to childhood, forgiveness, ego is gonna feel very uncomfortable. First of all, it's going to be threatened by it. What? What about the abuse? That sexual abuse, that emotional abuse, that abandonment, that neglect. We can't let those things go away. And if you get your ego to agree with you, good luck with that, it's gonna look like this. Okay, forgiveness. Oh, we can't forgive that specific person. Okay, let's do forgiveness, but we can't forgive that specific event. It's always hindering the realization of who we are, because it's the separated self edging God out, that there is no within and we are of this world, the without. But that's not true. Our truth is within, where God is. God is present with us, but we must go within where God is to realize His presence. Going within would mean coming out of negative emotions to begin with. That I'm not going to identify myself with those negative emotions, those powerful negative emotions anymore. Instead, I am going to go inward, to become an inward being, to journey within, to realize the presence of God, because my identity is in Him. And from there, forgiveness is a very different thing. It is my journey of realizing my freedom in God. From within, I'm arriving at the state of forgiveness, which means I'm granting myself permission to come out of victimhood so I can find myself centered in freedom, coming out of victimhood, granting myself that permission to no longer identify myself as having been a victim to my own life experience. Instead, I am moving towards freedom. Freedom. Freedom in Christ, in God. The truth of who I am. Jesus said to forgive 70 times 7. To me, that would mean to focus on the realization of who you are from within, so you can arrive at freedom. We need momentum, and that momentum can only come into being by focusing our state of being on freedom. You see, for so long, our ego did its best to hold us in the state of victimhood, to identify us as victims. But we have been crucified with Jesus. And it's no longer you who live, but Christ lives in you. Christ lives in me. So my identity is in Christ. And that means freedom. That means coming out of having been a victim and moving towards the realization of freedom in Christ, because I've been crucified with Jesus. That childhood is no longer alive because of that crucifixion. So the present moment is alive. There is life in this moment because God Himself is here and now, and He is present with me, and I can only realize that by going within. And as I go within, the beautiful gift that I can receive is the state of forgiveness, because in Christ I'm a new creation. I am free. Now, that doesn't mean that childhood is not valid. That pain is valid, but it doesn't have to become the state of suffering. I don't have to suffer. I don't have to struggle. I can enjoy the journey of healing, but I'm no longer identified with that childhood, with what they did to me. I'm allowing myself, giving myself, grant yourself permission to feel empowered, to be centered in freedom, in the realization of who you are in Christ, in God, and that you are free. You are free. Bless your soul. Be at peace. Hopefully you'll find this video helpful. Look after yourself. Arrive at who you are from within, going within. That beautiful place of realizing God. There is no agitation, no anxiety, gentleness. Gentleness, love. Returning to who we are, returning to love. May you be blessed. Have a great day. and I'll talk to you soon. God bless you.